Hi, team. Happy Friday.
Mhm.
Happy first coffee chat of the month. Who actually has a coffee?
I do.
have to work out. Did you? I wanted my, oh, you do? Yay. Did anybody go to Starbucks?
I did.
Yay. Good. You guys can use that every week too, by the way, because I put a lot on there. We ran out of coffee creamer and I need to have my like nut pod. And so I'm like, I'm not drinking coffee without it. There's no way. So I had a pre-workout instead. And I didn't have time to go to Starbucks this morning. But anyways, happy first Friday of the month. Who's super excited about September?
Yes.
I am too, because September has so many things about it that make me feel good when it comes to like working my own business. And it just feels like structure. I think as kids, right, even just growing up, September is like when the new school year starts. You get all your school supplies out and you're excited. You get your school closed. You're back into a routine. And, even as a mom, if your kids are back in school, it just has that vibe. Everyone around you is feeling it. We're going to head into like what I think is the best time of the year, which is fall and then Halloween and then Christmas. And it's just like so much good stuff around us. And I don't care what your political beliefs are. We just need like lots of happy vibes, right? Like pretty fall trees and if you drink it or not, pumpkin spice latte out there and all that good stuff. So I am so excited about just September and like where we're headed. I'm really excited about this because the business I came from, the final few months of the year actually used to be really tough. But what I'm hearing from everybody at Shackley is our final like year end is actually where the magic happens because we have so many immunity products and just even being on a vitamin regimen like boosts your immunity. And Shackley does a lot of stuff year end that are really going to help build volume and business. So this month, what I really want you guys to think about doing is planting seeds daily. Don't plant them one day and forget to water them the next. Don't plant them next week or this week as you're excited. And then next week, something throws you off. Guess what? Something is going to throw you off in September. All of us, every single one of us are sitting on this call and we're excited about goals. We have 30 days where the universe can come in and test us, right? And that's going to happen. Erica, August 1st, you were pretty good, right? It hadn't hit yet, right? Somehow in the middle of that, she actually just finished hitting director. She's like on this high. And then you guys, your whole family gets COVID, right?
Yeah. August 5th.
So 5 days.
Yeah.
I pray no one here gets COVID. I pray everybody's healthy and well. But sometimes it's something good that throws you off. Like, don't always expect, hey, I'm fearful something bad's going to happen. It could be even something amazing, right? Like you find your dream home and you guys are going to move. Like it doesn't have to be something bad, but the universe might throw you off. So just be prepared and know your non-negotiables every single day, because planting those seeds in September and knowing my non-negotiables, I will show up in this way every single day, good, bad, no time, all the time. I will show up. This is going to build you for the rest of the year to have a strong year. And I promise what you do right now sets you up for 2022. It feels weird about 20. Yeah.
When you say plant seeds daily, do you mean just like post on your stories and do your posts on social media? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm going to get into very specifics for you, but that's the basis of it. Exactly. Like showing up daily on social media. There's a couple other things that I'll talk about today that go into that. But yes, like the basics, because some days you're not going to be able to go all in with the other stuff, right? But there's like this small little list of non-negotiables, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. Okay. So do that in September every single day, and it's going to set you up to have a strong September, but really the next few months of the year and then going into next year. Okay, so what we're going to do right now before we get into our topic, which is growing your team, is I'm going to share screen. Now, you guys are going to want to write some of this down, but I'm going to send this to you, okay? I'm going to send you a copy of this because we're not going to do this all right now. And I want to show you guys what this is. I've always done a very scribbled job, like my own month review, and then I put together a plan for the following month. I've never made it so like, beautiful looking, but I decided, hey, I really want to do this with my team. So one thing I want you to do is go back to your August, write down what your PGV was. Okay, and you'd find that in your Shackley app. If this is like your first time ever jumping on a call or listening to a replay, just ignore all of this. You don't need to be doing any of this. How many new customers did you bring on in August? How many meology assessments did you send out? And how many distributors joined your team? Social media month in review. How many posts did you do on IG? So that's actually like posts in the feed. How many posts on Facebook? And then what was the average number of stories per day? Just take a wild guess. Okay. What do you feel you could have improved on? What are you really proud of in August? Okay. And make sure you really answer both of those. September. How many new customers do you want to bring on September? New distributors. What is your PGV goal? So PGV is your orders, everything your clients purchase, your customers, and then anything that your distributors sell. To give you an idea of PGV, every challenge pack that you sell or someone on your team sells, you're getting 100 PGV for it. Okay. 2,000 is director. If you're brand new, let's look at your pace setter and see. Maybe it's 500. Maybe it's 1,000. Let's look at what's going to get you to your pace setter. And then how many meology assessments are you going to send out this month? If you're senior coordinator or above, this is for you. If not, ignore it. Okay, this is super important right here, you guys. 20 prospects. 20 people that you're going to talk to. Maybe you've never even talked to them before. Maybe you've been talking to them. There's only one rule here. Don't put anyone on here who's like actively ghosting you, okay? Okay, social media, what are you inviting to, okay? Is there a challenge group? So I'm gonna tell you guys the next date that I'm running a group is going to be, because we end here, September 20th, or you can run something on your own, but the next group I do is on September 20th.
Perfect.
I am running 2 groups, you guys, too. I'm going to do a Shackley 180, which I'll talk about later. I'm not going to get into that on this call. And then our regular meology cleanse group. Jot down some ideas of some customer posts and business recruiting posts. Like the other day, I was just kind of thinking to myself, and I was like, you know, when I was in my last company, I never stopped working the business, not till the day I left. And I'm really proud of that because I didn't fizzle out and then decide I'm going to start again, which if you did, this isn't about you. This is just something I thought of, right? And I really wanted people to know that for a reason. I loved what I got to do every day, but this was a better opportunity to do those same things with a better company. And I was like, that would be a really good post. So I jotted that down. Like that's one of my business recruiting posts, right? About how till the day I left, like I was still showing up, but I found a company where I get to do all those things I loved about my previous role, team calls, leading people, believing in my team, hitting my own goals. I loved all that. I loved wellness. I loved health, but I got the chance to do that with a better company. So that was a post I thought of and I put the idea down. Customer posts, call to action. I wrote this down when I did my plan a couple days ago, and then I did the post yesterday. It was about how stress was holding me back from seeing results. Stress of cooking all day long for my kids and my family. So that was like a post idea that I had. Okay, limiting belief. We're gonna do this one together right now. Someone give me a limiting belief that you have, a belief that you have about you or your business that is holding you back.
Just like I will never sell anything.
Okay. Or, okay, I will never sell anything, or I'm unable to sell anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's your limiting belief. You're going to write that down when you do this. So let's reverse it. How would you reverse that?
I will. I don't know.
Yeah, I absolutely will sell something because I'm going to continue showing up. And I would even add to that, someone out there needs what I have to offer. Now, how do you make that a present day affirmation? I'm so excited. I found my perfect client. She purchased a package and she is so happy. It's present day affirmation. Now, these only work, and I kid you not, they work. They only work if you commit to writing down or saying out loud your present day affirmation every single day. You can ignore these 2 buckets. These ones are just leading you to here. But if you write down, and you guys, I have this journal that I write in every single morning. There's 2 things I write in it every single day. I write down my affirmations and I write down my gratitude. And I'll talk to you guys about that in just a second. But writing down or saying out loud is just as powerful, but not saying it quietly. Every single day will absolutely change your business and your life. And I'm not just talking about Shackley. Think about what you're grateful for with yourself, like your own being. I'm grateful that I am good at this, right? I'm grateful, something about you that you're grateful for. Faith, that these are things that I choose to focus on. You guys can write it, whatever works for your life. Your family, what are you grateful for? Your health, your wealth, and your Shackley business. And I've talked about this before because I feel like I am in a season of life where I can really get caught up in feeling stressed as my baby wakes up from his nap. But I'm really grateful for our nanny. But by the way, wakes up from his nap way too early. Anyways, that I can feel stressed, but I've talked about this before and I truly believe it. You cannot feel grateful and stressed at the same time. Like if you are stressed about your business, but then you're grateful for it, you will show up in a completely different space and you will attract the right things into your business and into your life. So taking the time to write down and say out loud your daily affirmations. Now, the reason there's this activity here, I want you to start your affirmations from your limiting beliefs. Okay, that they're going to be more impactful for you. So if you take your limiting beliefs and turn them into your affirmations, they have more power for you. But you can have an affirmation that did not start from a limiting belief. Okay. But the affirmation needs to be present tense. So you need to actually pretend you're already there. My family and I have the wealth created to live the life that we want. I'm so grateful. So it goes back to gratitude. I'm so grateful that we are able to live freely and use our money to take all the trips that we want, right? Whatever is important to you. Now with gratitude and affirmations, don't just wing them every single morning. Have them set out, like I have mine in the beginning and they're broken down to self, faith, family, health. And then I use those same ones that I rewrite. I don't change them every single day. If something really does change, then I will change it and use that one moving forward. Okay, but you're not just waking up and winging it every single day. Any questions? Okay. You guys have an assignment. Obviously, I'm not your boss, so I can't make you do it, but I want you to send this back to me in 24 hours. Okay.
Are you're sending that to
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send this to you. If you need help like pulling up any of your prior stuff, I can totally walk any one of you through that. More than happy to do that. This is really the heart of it. And I really believe, Summer Slingsby, I believe it will set you up to feel so good about yourself that working the business comes naturally to you. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop share on this. Any questions? No? Okay.
Actually, I do have a question.
Yeah, hit me.
The call to action, because I know you said in last week's coffee chat that we need to do them at least a couple times a week.
I would recommend
Now,
it. Yeah.
With the call to action, does it have to be about Shackley or just anything where you're asking a question to try, engaging the person?
I would say you want to do a couple, like if you're doing a business and a customer one twice a week, one of each, you really should get one of those in there.
Okay.
But you can always do the other ones too. But I really think having, getting in the habit of doing like one that's actually inviting to your health and wellness, even if it's not a challenge group, even just inviting someone to work with you if they need help, or saying, hey, if you resonate with any of this, let me help you, reach out. Or if you're feeling like this, I would love to chat with you, right? But it should lead them to a customer place and the other one should lead to a business place.
Okay.
Yeah, one of each per week is not a lot. And I'll tell you guys, my business goes down when I slack on that. Like I notice a difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's going to feel awkward to do that if you're not doing all the other stuff. Because then all you're doing is a business and selling post every week, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why the other engagement stuff is super important.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, and then, okay, where is our presentation? Guys, do you guys see my screen right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's up? 15 tips to survive the terrible threes. Can you tell what I'm doing in my free time? By the way, if you have a 2 or 3-year-old, that's a really good article. I actually sent it to Todd. I was like, you have to check this out. It's awesome. But hi, Zach. Yeah, we were struggle bus today. Anyways, let's get into our topic. For today, this is a simple presentation because I think you're going to be really surprised that I don't think building your team is actually the hardest part about what we do. I'm going to get into exactly why though. Okay, so let's jump in. Write down your why right now. I told you guys to bring a piece of paper and a pencil. Write down your why. And some of you guys, I asked you to send me your why, so you should know it really well, but I want you to write it down. Yes, honey. No, almost. Love you. Okay, do you guys write down your why? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is your why?
10, 11.
Kristen, on a scale
Sorry,
of 1.
my husband was
Or
yelling up at
Tally.
me.
Or Holly or Jen. Jen, you can just text us if that's easier.
10,
On a
just
scale,
beyond 10.
okay.
Mine is beyond 10 as well.
Yeah.
If your why is less than 10, it's not a strong enough why. Okay, if it's anything less than 10, keep thinking about it. And here's why. The reason growing your team is difficult is because it makes people feel uncomfortable to invite to a business opportunity, right? And let's just like call the pink elephant out that's in the room. A lot of people have a negative feeling towards MLMs. And so you feel weird about being that icky person. Okay, you got to get that out of your head. Like simple as that. You just got to get that out of your head for a reason. Are you an icky person? No. And do you love this opportunity to get to do this for your family? Will you love this opportunity even more if it gives you your why? Then there's nothing icky about that and there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's holding you back from sharing, then your why isn't strong enough and you're not going back to it every single day. You're only going to your why when you're on a team call or when it feels good, but you're not going back to your why on the days when you're struggling. And that's why you're not building your team, because you've got this pink elephant in your head and you're focused more on that than you were focused on your why. So before you recruit, before you decide you're going to do anything that has to do with the business or inviting someone to join your team, I highly urge you to write your why down, just like our affirmations, or say it out loud. Do that beforehand. And I also want you to remember one more thing. Every single person you talk to has a why as well. Okay, so now let's create our avatar. Who is that person that you want to attract? Okay, so think about it. Who is she? What is important to her? What does she like to do? What is her work ethic like? And what motivates her? This is really important. I'll tell you guys one of the biggest mistakes I used to make when I used to talk about the business or talk to people about joining my team. I used to make it sound really easy. And when I started this process of like thinking who I want on my team, and I got to that question of what is her work ethic like? I want someone who has good work ethic, who doesn't mind putting in the work, right? Someone who shows up, someone who would rather work this and work on their dreams and work on their why than goof off and scroll on social media all day long. But who was I attracting by making it look easy and simple and it doesn't require anything? Who was I attracting?
People who want an easy solution and they don't want to put the work in.
Exactly. And so then I was shocked when nobody on my team wants to work the business, right? Have you heard that? Nobody wants to do the work. Well, I was attracting those people. So don't be scared to be bold about what it takes, because that's who you're going to attract. And you might repel other people, but they're not the people you want on your team anyways. And that's okay. So when you're posting a lot of times or you're talking, it's interesting. If you have the wrong avatar in your mind, you are actually attracting the wrong person because you're thinking of them when you're creating this. If you're thinking about the person who's judging you, guess who your post is going to attract? The person who's judging you. Is that really who you want to talk to? So get them out of your head and focus on that person you want on your team. And if you're struggling with that, think about our own team. Who on our own team would you want to have on your team? Well, any one of you, right? Because you're showing up. So who do you want on your team? If you're struggling creating an avatar, think of a person on our team and look for her. Okay. Your first leaders, you're probably not going to find on social media, you guys. You're not going to do a post, although I think you need to do the post and you need to do the social media. It's going to be someone you know. So when I came to Shackley, the first people that joined me, actually the very first person to ever sign up was Kristen. And then interestingly enough with Erica, I knew we had met and I had to like go and scour through my text messages to find you actually. I was like putting in the search bar, Super Saturday. I'm like, I got to find her because I remember her and we totally connected. So someone I knew and I private messaged her, Tali, you were a customer of mine at Beachbody, but you never joined me at Beachbody, right? So it's people you probably already know and you're going to have a private conversation with them. Now, this word track that I popped down here is what I would say. And it's kind of goofy and funny, right? It's like, hey, Melissa, okay, before you shoot me down, hear me out. I decided to join a company that is seriously different and exciting. And I have some big goals I want to go for here. Would you be down to hop on the phone and let me tell you why we should partner on this? You can tell me to pound sand after if you're not interested. That's me though. Like that's kind of my style. When it comes to your friends, you're not going to use a word track. You are going to reach out to them how it feels right to you. Okay. And if you have those friends that are like, I can't believe you joined this company, maybe this word track is really good for you because it's kind of like, okay, don't shoot me down. Just hear me out, please. When I came to Shackley, I was doing Zooms every single day to talk to as many people as possible about this opportunity. Did every single one of those people join me? No, not even close. I don't really care. I'm focused on the people that did join me. Like the people who didn't, they're on my follow-up list, or maybe they fell off and they're never going to join me, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter because that's not my focus. So you are going to be shot down. I want to prepare you for that. That's why it's so important to put your why down first. You will be shot down and you need to get that out of your head that I messaged 5 people and none of my friends want anything to do with this. Yep, I get it. I totally get it. It's going to happen. But you will find the person who does want to do it with you, but not if you stop messaging people or stop talking about it. And really stories is a great place too. Erica, you talk about the business a lot in your stories. And it's very authentic. It's not like, hey, oh, I'm going to put the business suit on and I'm going to have a business chat. No, it's just like everyday life stuff, right? Like you might be talking about one thing and it's like, yeah, and that's why I'm grateful for this business, or this is why I want this, right? You're just throwing it into your day, but constantly bringing it back to that. Okay, social media, we talked about it. Post about the business once per week. Talk about this business in your stories every few days. Just be authentic and share as it fits into your life, right? Like there's days it's like I'm sitting in bed and I get to work my business. Not anymore because moms with babies don't sit in bed and do anything, but you know what I mean. Okay, so following up when you're recruiting is so much more than you follow up with your customer base. So when it comes to our customers, we follow up quite a bit. I would say with the team opportunity and the business opportunity, you have to follow up even more. And that's because with this, timing really is everything. If someone reaches out to you because they want to join a challenge group because they don't feel good, they're not feeling good for a while. And when you follow up, it's like, okay, chances are, unless they did some other program, they're still not feeling well. So the timing really is already in your favor. With building a team, timing is everything. Okay. And so the perfect person may not be in the place to join you today. Tali never joined me at Beachbody and you were my customer, what, like 4 years ago? Something like that, maybe?
Yeah.
Which wasn't right for her.
I was in nursing school.
Right? So it's timing, right? She was in nursing school like that and you had babies, right? I mean, wasn't the right time. So timing truly is everything. And if you don't follow up though, here's what's going to happen. Don't assume that person when the timing is right is going to come back to you. what that person's going to do is they're going to go to whatever is in front of them in the moment, right? Because there's a lot coming at people, and that gal from such and such company, maybe Beachbody, maybe another company, is following up. And so when the time is right, you're not coming in front of them. You're not talking about the business anymore. They're going to assume you no longer do it, or they forget about you, whatever it is. So timing truly is everything. And then the second time you reach out, really focus on them when you follow up. Hey, I can't stop following up with you because I just really believe you'd be amazing at this. So there's a gal that joined me last week. Her husband and I used to work together in 2000, actually Mary, when you listen to this recording, her husband, Anthony, worked with me at my first like management position at Paychex in 2011. Okay. When I came to Beachbody, I knew I wanted her on my team, and she lives in Bakersfield. She drove all the way out to Fresno, which is 2 hours away, to have coffee with me to talk about Beachbody. Never joined. We did a Zoom the other day, and she signed up pretty much like 24 hours later. Timing is everything. And you might be thinking like, wait, I have to wait like 3 years to get someone on my team. No, because someone you're going to land on today is the time. Erica took what, 24 hours when you signed on? Kristen, pretty much on the spot, same thing. I think you went home. And Tali, same with you this time we chatted. It was, and Jen, like everybody on this call right now, it happened really quick. But you're never going to find the quick ones if you're not talking to a whole lot of people. And then the ones that you wait 2 years for, they're worth the wait, I promise. Okay. So just, if you keep talking, it's all going to fall into place as it should. Okay. So that was it. Okay. And I'm going to open up to as many questions as you guys have. But before that, I do have one question for you. Do you know the number one reason people do not grow a team?
That they're limiting belief.
I would say that's the root of it. Absolutely. But keep going further. The number one reason, because you can have a limiting belief and still they never try.
They don't try.
They don't do it. You just stop doing it. Yeah. You stop reaching out. You know, and I'm not going to call anybody out on this call right now, but here's my question for you. Tell yourself right now, how many people did I add to my team last month? And then I want you to answer the follow-up. How many people did I talk to about joining my team last month?
I think I'm going to have a bunch of seniors run into my house right now.
You're fine. You're good. Okay. If you're not talking about the opportunity, no one's going to join you. And I know it can feel like, but everyone is ghosting me, or everyone, get that limit. The minute you start making blanket statements that start with everyone and then it's negative, or no one and it's negative, pull out that sheet that we talked about and go through that exercise of limiting belief, flip the script, and write your affirmation. And every single day, start your morning off with your affirmations and your gratitude. You guys, it's a game changer, because I will tell you, like, I was definitely going down that rabbit hole of, I'm so stressed, my throat crazy, all of this stuff. And then it's like, my husband's back to traveling, which the one blessing of last year was he was home every single day. And you start telling yourself these stories, right? This has been such a huge game. And when it comes to family, like, so like what's in mine, it says, I am a patient mother. Let me tell you, this helps me get patient till about 3-4 p.m. Does it carry me off where I'm like a patient, incredible saint of a mother all day long? No, like, I'm not going to lie and tell you you're going to be perfect because of this, but it does help. Okay. It helps quite a bit. The days I miss it, I feel the difference. So when you start feeding yourself, and some of you will text me, no one's ever going to join me, I'm never going to do this, flip that script and write that affirmation. And then take that affirmation, that present day affirmation, and write it down every single day. Okay. Any questions about growing your team or recruiting?
How often do we need to, I'm sorry, Erica.
Go ahead.
How often do we need to follow up with them? So I've sent like my 5th message to this one person that I really, really think would be great on our team.
Is she a friend?
She's a friend, and she's
stop asking her about the business and invite her out to coffee just to hang out, and don't even bring it up.
Okay.
She'll bring it up.
Okay.
Don't, just hang out with her as a friend and don't bring it up. And this is why I say don't bring it up. She's probably going to bring it up.
Yeah.
And I would even say, hey, I really miss you. Let's hang out. Let's go grab a cup of coffee or a drink or whatever you want. And I promise I'm not going to talk about the business unless you want to. I just want to hang out with you.
Okay.
I mean, that's honestly, if it's a true friend, that's what I would do.
Okay.
And I think they'll bring it up. And if they don't, then 2 weeks later, you bring it up again. But just go like be a friend first.
Okay.
Erica, did you have a question?
Yeah, for the avatar, so when I was with Beachbody, I was taught that like your avatar should be your customer and your like if you're trying to invite to your team. So is that still
Tell me more about what you mean by that. I don't know if I'm understanding.
Well, so like I was taught that the people you connect with are going to be your customers, and like so you have to like find people who are just like you regardless.
For customers, so they need to be a customer and they need to fit both buckets?
Well, no, like
I don't know. I feel like I'm not.
No, I don't think I'm explaining it right.
Okay.
So they like I was taught that when you go out and you like put yourself out there, the people that you're attracting, whether
I see, for both should be your avatar that are just like you.
Yeah, but here I feel like I can I don't have to look for people who are so much just like me, because I feel like it helps everybody.
Yes, I agree actually.
Okay.
With that. Yeah, I think with Shackley, like one thing to remember is, and I think that's extremely limiting actually to think that way with customers. We can help a lot of people here, right? That may never be a fit for the business, but who's to say your 85-year-old neighbor who you help doesn't eventually like lead you to someone who is one of your business builders. And also just by helping that person, like all you're doing is creating more belief in your products, right? And in your company. So no, when it comes to customers, I think from a social media perspective, you do want to, it's not that for example, I like to attract moms, but I definitely don't want to repel non-moms. Right. It's just that I think I'm in the same thick of it with especially moms who have kids like you and Kristen, Diana, you guys do not have kids the same age as me, but we have a lot of similarities and I love working with you. My social media, however, when I talk about Zach not sleeping and this and that, like, yes, I'm probably attracting a mom who gets it, but for me, what that's about is I want people to see like, these are my struggles right now. And if you have those, you can relate. Your struggles with your teenage girls, actually both of you, might be very different than mine. So it doesn't mean that we don't absolutely belong on the same team and we have similar values. And so you see the difference. Like my daily struggles might not be the same. And I definitely don't want to repel someone who doesn't have a toddler who's fighting them, right? But my stories might attract new people that way. When it comes to customers though, I'm not actively putting out social media towards someone who's 85 years old. But if your grandmother is going to benefit from something and you see my post and you think I should chat with her, that's a great client for me. Yeah. I think it's a little bit different than Beachbody because we do offer so much more. Yeah. I hope I answered that correctly.
You did. Thank you. Yeah. I feel like I'm not so limited here, where there I felt very limited. Like,
well, if you don't even like, if you're not gung-ho fitness every single day, it's like, okay, I don't know if you're going to be a fit here, right? We're here, it's just like true wellness, you know?
Right.
Go out and take a walk every single day if that's what fits for you. Yeah. No, there's definitely, it's much broader with who we can attract from a customer standpoint. And even a business standpoint too, because if you're not into fitness, you can still, have a great business at Shackley. What else about growing your team? The one thing I didn't cover, but we kind of did on the very first sheet, which I sent you, is to give yourself a non-negotiable of a goal each month of who you want to bring onto your team. And it should be 1 or 2 at this point for you guys. I know it can feel like, oh my gosh, but who? Well, you're not going to know who until you start talking to people regularly. But by growing your team, it's really the heart of a network marketing business, right? You shouldn't have to do the work all by yourself. That's actually the funnest part. Like I enjoy leading my team more than I enjoy leading my challenge groups. I love the challenge groups. I love helping someone feel better, but this is actually what I look forward to more than anything else, is like working with people who are so much like me with goals, and it makes my life better to help my team. And I know if you're sitting here, you're going to feel that same joy from it and that same feeling of accomplishment. So I want to get you to that point, because that's the heart of having a social selling business, is having people on your team that you're leading, and they have people on their team that they're leading. And it might sound big and scary, but you can get there faster than you realize if you do these things consistently every single day. Okay, I'll end with two things actually. One, if building your team and growing your business is something you want to dive all into, and you need like a little push, to help you get there, or kick in the pants, the book, Get Over Your Damn Self, is absolutely incredible. I go back to this all the time. And if you have not read it, it is a game changer, but you have to it's going to force you to go all in. Have you read it, Kristen? Yeah, I've read it. I go back and read it again, maybe because you read it like the last business. Have you, Erica, or not?
I think I'm pretty sure I have it, but I don't think I'm so bad at finishing books.
This one, go back and try again, or listen to it if that's easier.
Yeah.
So that, and then number 2, I will get on a 3-way call with anyone on this team if you book me one. Okay. Erica and I did one last week, and she signed up a few days later. So we did a 3-way Zoom, and I hadn't met her before. She just kind of gave me a little bit of a heads up, and it was awesome. And sometimes they're not. We've actually had one that was it me and you or someone that wasn't great. I think it was me in the beginning, right? Yeah. Yeah. And that's okay too. I think it was like awkward and yeah. But that's all right. I mean, you're going to have those too. But if you need my help, I'm here for you. Okay. If you're in Fresno and you want us to go out to coffee, we'll go out to coffee with someone. Okay. If you want to get on a Zoom, we'll get on a Zoom, whatever. But I'm here to help you build your team. So use me. Holly's like, I'll go out to coffee and leave my kids. Yeah, sign me up.
I think I was just going to say that I think like the hardest part for me is just like getting over that awkward, like how do you introduce it without being like weird?
So you know what? If you have that fear, just why don't you call yourself out? Hey, this is super awkward for me and I really don't want to do it, but I'm excited and you're my friend. So will you just like ignore how awkward I am? And can I just tell you something I'm really excited about? And leave a voice memo. Don't text it. Voice memos, I think I told a couple of you that earlier, like it's from the heart. So just leave it and say, hey, I'm about to ask you something. It's super awkward for me. I really don't want to do it, but I really want to do it. So yeah, I'm awkward. Hold on. I'm going to leave you another voice memo.
Okay.
Like call yourself, if that's how strongly you feel that you're like, I can't get over this awkwardness, just call yourself out and say I'm awkward. Okay. Invite them to coffee and I will join you. And I promise I won't make it weird. Like I'm not going to show up and be.
How would you say like for example, my friend Karen that's doing the challenge group with us, I don't know if she'd be interested, but I feel like she might be good at it.
She shows up every single day on that challenge group. I absolutely would talk to her if I were you. Is she from Fresno?
No, well, we're friends I've known her since kindergarten. She's like my oldest friend. But she lives in Santa Cruz.
Okay, so I would just shoot her a note and just say, hey, you're crushing the challenge. I'm so proud of you. Please don't shoot me down. Just think about it for a second. Would you be down to get on a Zoom with Z? And she knows who I am because she's in the group with Z and I. And I'd love to share with you why I think you would be awesome at this business.
Okay.
Try that.
Okay, we'll see.
I mean, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? She's going to say no?
She actually does sales. She works for Vans. She's like a rep for Vans. So she might.
Message her now, the minute we get off the phone.
Okay.
And leave a voice memo. No more texting, guys. Voice memo.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I want to see your September goals. 24 hours. You got pictures, Erica?
Yeah, I took a couple of videos, but do you guys want a picture?
Yeah, let's do both. We'll do a picture.
Okay, ready?
Jennifer, can you take your phone off or your video on real quick or not? It's okay if she can't.
Did she answer?
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Okay, ready?
Hi.
All right, everybody smile. Oh, let me take one more. Diana, you're blurry. Okay, ready? Okay, that's a good one.
You better be in it, Erica.
I am. I'm smiling at the camera. Can you guys see it?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Perfect. Bye, you guys. I love our Friday chats. Thank you for hopping on. I will send out the recording for anyone that couldn't make it or hopped on late. Have a great day. We'll chat later.
Thank you, Z.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.